Welcome to Kevin Deal Photography, where I take you on my journey through photography. On today's episode, we're going to be doing an in-depth review of the KNOWLED series F400Bi matte light from Godox. I'm pleased to announce the release of my Capture One and Lightroom presets, Metamorphic Portraits, The Sound of Silver, and Rangefinder. These are all available for purchase at my website. Go to kevindealphotography.com or check out a link in the description below. And now, on to today's episode. Welcome to today's episode. If you're not familiar with Kevin Deal Photography, we do gear reviews, tips, techniques, and tutorials, and sometimes we dive into film. If any of that sounds appealing to you, click the subscribe button below. For all of you who are back to Kevin Deal Photography, welcome back. And for all of you who are new to this channel, at the beginning of every episode, I ask for donations to BIG, which is an organization that helps intellectually disabled adults adapt to jobs in the real world. I also want to thank all of you who donate to my super thanks link. With those donations, I buy more equipment, which I then review on this channel and hopefully help you all with your buying decisions. But to the subject of today's episode, the KNOWLED series is Godox's new line of professional lights designed for film, television, and studio production. These lights prioritize power, color, accuracy, durability, and advanced control options to meet the demands of professional sets. For today's episode, Godox sent me the F400Bi, which is a 410 watt, 4 foot by 2 foot IP rated LED panel. One of the things that makes this light unique is that it's a matte light. Traditionally, achieving this kind of soft, even light would require a monoblock light combined with a 2x4 softbox. In this case, the light itself is the 2x4 softbox, giving the system a much smaller footprint, and it folds up when you're done. The setup is much simpler. There's no speed ring to fiddle with, no hotspot that needs a special metal dish with proprietary connectors you could lose. Instead, you get a straightforward 4-rod assembly with hooks that attach to the corners of the light. The F400Bi runs on a separate control pack that mounts to your stand and connects via a 5-meter cable. This keeps the weight off the end of your boom arm, something that's unavoidable with traditional monoblock lights where the entire unit sits on the stand. This design choice is definitely a step in the right direction for people such as myself who value a much less top-heavy setup. The light comes with AC power, but also supports 2 optional high-draw V-mount batteries, giving you flexibility on set. It also comes with an extension cable if you need more distance from the controller to the light. Control options include 2.4 GHz wireless, Bluetooth, and DMX. Pretty standard for professional-grade LED lights in 2025. On the Bluetooth side, it works seamlessly with the Godox Light app, which is perfect for me since that's the same app I use here for my lighting for this YouTube channel. Now, the Bi in F400Bi stands for bicolor, meaning it uses both warm and cool LED beads. This allows you to precisely dial in the color temperature to match the ambient light in your environment. And lastly, the light is IP65 rated. And to be clear, that's the light mat, which is IP rated, not the control box. All very cool features. So before we take it out into the real world for testing, let's take a look at the specs. The Godox KNOWLED F400Bi is a 400 bicolor 4x2 foot LED panel. It has an output of 14,700 lux at 1 meter at 5,600 Kelvin. It has a color temperature range of 2,700 to 8,500 Kelvin. It has 11 built-in effects modules. Its CRI and TLCI rating is greater than or equal to 96. It's IP65 rated for water and dust resistance. It supports DC V-mount batteries. It supports DMX, 2.4 GHz, and Bluetooth control. Its maximum Bluetooth range is 30 meters. Its maximum 2.4 GHz range is 60 meters. The panel's dimensions are 4 by 2 by 0.1 feet or 1209 by 627 by 23 millimeters. Its panel weight comes in at 6.77 pounds or 3.07 kilograms, and it comes in at a street price of just under $1,100 US. So those specs are no doubt impressive, but they don't matter if they don't deliver, and the only way I can prove that a product delivers on this channel is to use it. So let's take this F400Bi out into the field and use it on some projects. Okay, I'm going to show you how to put this guy together. There's this provided hard case, this hard shell case. Just open it up and then you can see that there's compartmentalized sub-storage. So you have this nylon storage bag, which contains the mat, which you're seeing me unfold right now. Next, you can see the 4 support rods, which fold up and fit neatly inside the bag. Here you can see the power supply. It does come with this provided lanyard, which you can put on your tightening screws on your C-stand. But you definitely want to make sure you sandbag this guy because it can get top heavy pretty quickly. And yes, I did use the provided lanyard, but I do recommend you get a V-mount clamp. This is one I already had. They do sell one separately. I find it's a much more convenient setup when you use the V-mount clamp for your power pack. This next component is your adapter, which you put on your big C-stand, and then the other end goes on your mat. It allows you to both swivel the unit forward and backward. It also allows you to rotate the 4x2 panel either vertically or horizontally. Next, there's a provided grid, a 4x2 grid, which goes on the front of the panel. Next, you can see the 4x2 frame. You can also see the provided cables. It comes with a power cable. It comes with a cable to connect to the unit itself, and it also comes with an extension cable, allowing you to lengthen the distance between your controller and your panel. To assemble your panel, you need to take these hooks and put them in the rings. You'll need to put them in on all 4 sides. I will tell you that the first few times you get this guy up and running, there is definitely a lot of resistance in those support rods, so you may need help. The next step is to connect your 4x2 matte light panel to the adapter, which is connected to your C-stand. Next, you have a layer of diffusion. So if you do want to soften your light, they do provide a 4x2 Velcro diffuser. There's hook and loop all throughout the outside border of the matte panel. You gently press the diffuser up against the hook and loop and it'll stick to the panel. Next, you need to attach the bordering. The border also has hook and loop Velcro on the back, which rotates 90 degrees and sticks flush to the back of the unit. For the last step, if you want to focus your light more, you can attach the grid, which will focus your light more on your subject and keep it off the walls, the ceiling, and the ground. After that, you just need to connect all of your power, you plug it in, you turn it on, you're good to go. All right, so I have some shoots, both video and photography, under my belt with this F400Bi no LED. Now let's go back to my studio and let's talk about it. Okay, so now that I've had time to use the F400Bi, I have my opinions, both positive and negative. And yes, even though Godox was kind enough to provide me with a complimentary light, I still have an obligation to you, the viewer, to tell me where I think they could have gotten it a little better. So let's begin there. The first few times you set this light up, be prepared to use some arm strength. I consider myself an average sized man with average strength, and I still struggled to get the rods in place initially. If you don't have strong upper body strength, I'd recommend getting some help the first couple times you set this up until the rods break in and become easier to work with. By the 3rd or 4th setup, the process had noticeably smoothed out quite a bit. The system is also deceptively heavy. While I didn't expect it to be ultra light or highly portable, I was still surprised by the weight. Fully packed, the bag comes in around 25 to 30 pounds. The panel itself feels like a weighted blanket. It gets top heavy pretty quickly. Even in a controlled studio setting without the blowing wind, it definitely requires a sandbag for stability, especially when you put it over a subject. The power pack alone is not enough weight to hold this system down safely. The included grid didn't pack very well, and I have concerns about its long-term durability. As most experienced studio photographers and filmmakers know, grids are notoriously easy to damage. This grid works well and attaches securely for now, but I'll be keeping an eye on how it holds up over time. Finally, for a product at this price point, I really think the LSA-19 clamp should have been included. It's a $15 accessory, and with an $1,100 light, there's no reason it shouldn't come in the box. Godox is usually generous with their accessories, but not this time. I happen to have a Harlow V-mount clamp that let me attach the power pack to my C-stand, but if you don't already own something similar, I'd strongly recommend picking up the LSA-19. That clamp is essential for keeping the power pack close to the light, and again, it really should just be a part of the standard kit at this price. In a pinch, you can hang the power unit off a rotary knob on a C-stand, but I don't recommend it for stability. There's no locking mechanism, and you do so at your own risk. Okay, I feel like those were fair criticisms. Now let's talk about where this product blew me away. Setup is quick. I'm able to get the F400Bi up and running in about 5 minutes. It's straightforward enough that you really don't need to look at the manual. The connectors are clearly labeled and everything plugs in where you'd expect it to. It's a fast, intuitive process. Controlling the light is simple and flexible. You're really just working with 3 core settings: intensity, color temperature, and mode. You're either in CCT mode or effects mode. Beyond that, the menu lets you adjust a few specific parameters, but this light isn't designed to be complicated, and it's not. For more advanced or remote control, the Godox Light app is a fantastic tool. I already use it for the lights you see here illuminating me now in my studio. I can save scenes, add new fixtures, and operate everything right from my phone. That level of flexibility is a huge advantage when working solo or out in the field. While I didn't personally test the battery power, the F400Bi supports high-draw V-mount batteries. That's a major plus for anyone who needs to work untethered from AC power. It's compatible with industry standard options, making it a solid choice for remote or outdoor work. If you do this regularly, you likely already own those robust batteries, so just plug them in and you're good to go. On the AC side, if this fixture is to be taken seriously in professional circles, it's gonna need PowerCon Neutrik connectors, and I'm happy to report that's exactly what it has. So it does use industry standard connectors that are expected of professional lights, and it passes that test with flying colors. The fact that this unit is IP rated is a big deal, whether you're caught off guard by a sudden weather shift or intentionally using the light creatively for something like simulating lightning. The F400Bi is built to handle both. That's peace of mind when working on unpredictable sets. The built-in effects are impressive. I tested them with a model in my studio and found the results to be both realistic and cinematic. Whether you need to simulate explosions, flickering bulbs, TV glows, or other environmental effects, the F400Bi has you covered. This light is tough. I had an unfortunate moment in the studio where I didn't secure the panel properly and it crashed onto the concrete floor. Thankfully, it was completely fine. It kept working without any issues, which speaks volumes about its build quality and durability. The power supply unit is also incredibly robust and can be used as a blunt weapon in a pinch. I'm kidding, but you could hold your own with it. It comes in a sturdy zippered hard case with plenty of room for the included components as well as extra accessories like adapters and V-mount batteries. The storage compartments for the foldable parts are well organized and feel durable. I expect them to hold up for years to come. I like the fact that the unit can be locked out. If you're managing several of these or someone simply bumps a knob, your settings won't be thrown off if you lock it. So that's definitely a feature I appreciate. I also love that they include an extension cable between the controller and light, especially in instances where you need that IP65 rating to work. I don't want this control box anywhere near the water, and because they include an extension cable, I can keep both components a safe distance away from from one another. The brightness and color accuracy of the F400Bi are exceptional. It's bright enough that I was able to shoot stills at significantly darker apertures than I usually can with continuous lighting. I typically shoot at f4 and 1/125 to 1/250th, which sometimes isn't fast enough and results in blurry shots. But with this panel, I could raise my shutter speed and freeze motion more effectively, bringing continuous light performance closer to that of a strobe. As a matter of fact, you can see in this styled shoot where I combined the F400Bi with a Godox IT30 flash, as well as a couple of ARRI Fresnels. So the F400Bi is flexible enough to play well with other types of light sources, including strobes at lower power. For video, this is where the F400Bi really shines. No surprises, since that's its primary use case. I was able to shoot talking head segments during the day and still light myself effectively. Color fidelity and output were both excellent and professional grade. If you're primarily looking at this light for video and you're wondering about color accuracy, buy with confidence, it's incredibly accurate. Okay, so who is this light for? If you're a video-first creator who relies on accurate, high-quality continuous lighting, the F400Bi is a fantastic choice. It's also a great solution if you occasionally shoot stills but don't want to invest in a separate strobe setup. You can adjust white balance directly on the unit, giving you creative flexibility right at the source. For what it offers at its price point, I can absolutely recommend the F400Bi to content creators, filmmakers, and hybrid shooters. That said, if you're primarily a stills photographer, you'll likely still be better served by traditional strobes and modifiers, which of course, Godox already makes very well. That does it for today's episode. What did you think about the performance of the F400Bi? Tell me about it in the comments below. Are you looking to pick one up? I'll leave a link to that in the description below. And if you are a fan of this channel, I humbly ask you to click the subscribe button below. And until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.